Yo, and welcome to the Hockey Goats podcast, episode 2. I am with Deadman. Want to say hi?
Hello.
So today we're going to be talking about some destinations, and at the end, we're going to be talking about the big winners and the big losers of the pretty much free agency. So let's get right into it. So we're going to talk about the Jakob Chychrun for the first one, where he's going to be going to. The first destination, we have the Ottawa Senators. This is the big obvious one. There's been rumors around the whole article that he was going to go to the Ottawa Senators because this team needed defense. They already wrote an article that this team needed a great defender that could play size, that could play really good on the other end. You've seen that, right, Deadman? What's your thoughts about it?
I have to agree on what you just said. I mean, like, I've heard about they do need a good player like that to fill that position. And if they do get him, that's a good deal.
It's gonna be. What do you think the trade's gonna be like for Chychrun? What do you think the trade's gonna be like? Like, what do you think that Ottawa would have to give up to get that type of player?
I think they would have to give up one of their good players.
And possible, and I feel like they'll give up a depth player and like maybe a first round pick or a prospect.
I mean, they might give up one of their. They might give up. I mean, like, they could give up one of their good players.
I don't see them giving up the blanket, Kachuk, Joel, Batherson. I could see Forberton beat out into this deal.
I do as well.
Because, like, if they could add Forberton, another prospect end, or maybe another bottom guy in a first, that would be a good solid deal to get Chychrun onto the team.
Yeah.
And, like, I've seen this destination. So the second destination, this is another team that needs defenders very badly. And I say it's going to be Columbus. Columbus is looking for a defender. They want a guy that's going to be a new talent to the defense since they lost Jones last year. So they obviously need to get a better defender that will play with Wierenski. It adds a solid gameplay. You agree? What's your thoughts?
I honestly do agree. I mean, like, when a team needs a good player, they're gonna try to go for like one of the good ones, one of the best in the league. And I feel like that's a good idea from Columbus. Is that what you said? Correct? Columbus, correct?
What? Yeah. Columbus fans would love to have a guy like this guy.
Oh yeah, no, they would love to have a guy like that. I mean, they'd be excited. They'd be having hope for their team.
Wierenski, first pairing would be Wierenski, Chychrun. Solid.
Oh yeah. Those two could be a dangerous duo.
Yeah, and then they also have Adam Boquist from Chicago.
Yeah, but if they only need to make sure that they have a good coaching staff to make sure this team.
And the worst part about Columbus is that they are having struggle with their salary cap right now, and they either have to trade Voracek, or they would have to trade Gus Nyquist. One of those two.
I mean, like, they're on like.
I could see Columbus adding one of those two to the deal: Gustav Nyquist or Voracek to add to the package.
I can see that as well, but it's like the fact that you have to figure out, hopefully, that your guys that they don't go over the cap with that problem.
Yeah, that would suck if they're over the cap.
Oh no, it would be awful for that team because I've been waiting to get a good player, and then they go right up, and then it's like, oh, you're over the cap. You're over the cap to get them.
And then they would have to move up another player.
Oh yeah, they would have to move up one of their players, or release multiple players just to get that guy.
I could see Columbus. I could definitely see Columbus giving up a first. I
do see Columbus giving up that first round pick.
That's what Arizona needs right now: picks and prospects.
I mean, Arizona does need a lot. Arizona is a really good. Arizona could be.
They have good prospects now with Logan Cooley. They have Dylan Gunther.
But a lot of fans really.
Connor Geeky. That's another good one. Gigi's another good player that they got.
Yeah. I mean, like, but here's the thing. A lot of teams, a lot of their players, a lot of the fans of Arizona are, like, not very... Like, the fans of Arizona are like, yeah, but, like, the people who are not fans, like, don't have a lot of good things to say about Arizona.
Next.
Because Arizona hasn't been really good of a team in a while. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, they have they're now moved into like what, like the Arizona State hockey team stadium, wherever it is.
What I feel like we should talk about this for now. I feel like we're done for this for now. So, I think next team is going to be the LA Kings. They have been looking for solid defensemen to play with Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty has injury problems a little bit now. So, they're going to be looking for a defender that's going to be the next defenseman in town.
That's what they want to look for. They want to look for somebody that won't, like, get injured a lot.
A guy like Chychrun hasn't had a good year this year. He had a down year, but, like, I feel like he's going to step up next year.
I mean, hopefully he's going to step up next year. If not, he'd be just bad.
He had a good year. He had one good year in his whole career.
He had one good year, but that was it. I mean, what else has he had so far other than one good year?
Yeah, I feel like that would be a good ad if they could add a guy like Chychrun. That's what... And LA would probably... I feel like they would give up, like, a guy. If we look at the LA Cades system, they're going to have to get a Los Angeles Cades prospects. If you look at their prospect system, I feel like they'll give up a prospect. What are their good prospects? Like...
I mean,
I feel like it's going to be like a Blake Lizotte or a player like Waspis Capelli.
I mean, they can give up anybody. They could give up somebody that they really don't need, but will fit the team that he's going to. But it's all up to that one team if they want to do that. Right? I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
So, I think LA is one of the less likelies to have the team guy, but I can see a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
So next, we're gonna talk about last team, New Jersey. New Jersey, after winning up John Marino, and Ryan Graves from last year, I don't think they're done getting young defense. I think they're gonna go for another big younger splash that will help them get a better defense core in the future. Dougie Hamilton, I think that the first pairing was going to be Dougie Hamilton, and if they can play Chychrun. Then we'll have another one, John Marino and Ryan Graves, and they'll probably get like a decent top 6 guy, the top 6 defenseman. I feel like they have solid defensemen now if they add Chychrun. That's what I think. They got Marino. That was a very good move. Very good move.
I think that was really a good move from them.
What's your thoughts about it? About New Jersey if they go after him?
I mean, if they go after him, they're gonna probably give up one of their good. If they're going after
prospect.
Him, they better have enough. They better have enough cap room. They
have a lot of cap because they were gonna go after Gaudreau, but all of it left off.
All right, that's a good thing, but they've got to have it. They've just got to make sure they have enough chemistry for him.
The prospect, so they're gonna have to give up a first, I'd say, if I'm dumb.
Oh yeah, give them a first round pick for this.
This prospect I could see. There's a prospect that I think that they can take. They're going to. I think they'll take either a guy like maybe Victor Hertag, or a player like Case McCarthy.
Oh yeah, no. If I gotta figure out just who they're gonna give up.
They don't have that much good prospects. I think the best prospect is Simon Nemec that they got this year.
I mean, Simon's a good prospect.
He's Slovakian. He's a good Slovakian defenseman. So I think that this is one of the bigger thoughts, though. The bigger thoughts I say is Ottawa, Columbus. No, here's the order: Ottawa, Columbus, New Jersey, and LA. That's the order for what I think it's gonna be. Right?
That's a good order right there. I'm not gonna lie.
So let's talk about the next destination. We've seen Jesse Puljujärvi being shipped around after him being signed. We've seen that. So the team that I could see the biggest hit. It's definitely Montreal. There's been big hints about Montreal getting Jesse Puljujärvi. What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah. I have the same. I've heard thoughts about that, but I don't know if that could be.
Montreal would love to have a guy like him. I would love to have a. I would love to.
I would love a good player, a guy like
he can add like a second line left wing depth guy. Good top six. He adds the numbers. He brings in. I think he brings in a good Finland. A good Sweden player, like him. 30 to 40 points a year, I could see. Brings in solid plays. Can play a good game. What he gets, I think he gets in the dirty areas. He can play dirty. He could play. He has big body. That's a good part I love about this guy. He's what's his pounds? He's 201 pounds. That's a big guy. Especially for he can. And he's tall too. He's tall too. 6'4". He's the same height as Sikorsky. 6'4", 201 pounds. He's like same height as Sikorsky, but Sikorsky's bigger though, as a person. But if we can add like a line of Sikorsky, Suzuki, Caulfield, and then you add a line of example-wise, if you had Puljujärvi. Who's the second line center in Montreal? I forgot. Dvorak. But Dvorak's looking to get shipped though. So it'll be Puljujärvi. I think it's gonna be Puljujärvi. So there's lines. Here's this top 6, okay? Sikorsky, Suzuki, Caulfield. No. And then you have Puljujärvi, Doc, Kirby Doc, and a Dadonov or Gallagher. That'd be a solid top 6. I mean, that'd be a good top 6, right?
It could work.
Yeah, or an Armia if they want to bring up a better Swede onto the line. Finland that could add better to the team.
A Finnish person would work good for the team.
So obviously, a guy like Armia would be solid on that if he wants to go up. If St. Louis puts him up. What's that noise?
Oh, that's my phone.
That's what I think. I think Montreal's is the biggest one of all.
No, yeah. Montreal has the biggest potential.
Okay. Next, who do you think the second biggest chance I could see? I could definitely see Chicago getting a youngster for future. For future wise, they can get a good guy for. That'll be a future for the rebuild.
Or definitely a future player for the rebuild.
Add a guy like that could play left wing, since they're probably gonna lose Kane and Taze anyway soon. So they're obviously gonna lose that soon. They already lost to Blaine Kit. They already lost. Who else did they lose? Oh, Kubalik. They lost Kubalik as well.
Yeah.
And Kubalik signed a 2-year deal with the Detroit Red Wings. And
I mean, a good on deal as well.
It was a good contract. It was a good move by Yzerman.
Yeah, Yzerman.
That's the Yzerman. You trust the Yzerman plan. Trust the Yzerman plan. That's what you always do. That's what you always do.
Oh yeah, no. When I'm down, towards that plan.
So, I think Chicago can use a guy like him. Good guy, play in a good area, a good player that will score, play good. I think that's all I can say about Chicago. I think that's why they can get a guy like him. So, next team, Arizona. How do you feel about that? Arizona, they could use a guy like that for a rebuild. They could use
a guy like that.
What's your thoughts about this Arizona game if they get Puljujärvi?
I mean, if they get him, then they've got a good one.
It's a W by any team that can get Puljujärvi.
It's a good W from that team, from them to do that.
Also, that's all I want to say about Arizona. I think that that's going to be part of the rebuild if they go after him. So, next team. If this team wants to go all in to win the cup again, Colorado. If Colorado, they could build strong. They could go for a cup one. Trade a couple of their, like, picks. Give away a prospect that is probably going to do nothing to their org. And that'll help them for the future. If you can do that, get a first round pick, a prospect, and maybe a bottom guy that would be decent, or an AHL guy. That would potentially give room cap. I think Colorado can use that for an advantage to go for another cup.
Yeah.
They need a guy like that. I think they need a guy like that after losing Burakovsky. I think they definitely need a guy like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's why I think Colorado's going to try to get another guy. They're definitely going to buy again, and I say they're going to go hired this year. Again. They're going to go hired.
Honestly, I
can see another 2-peat again like Tampa.
I can see that. I can see that.
So, that's all I want to say about Colorado, and the last team is Carolina. Carolina, they have been adding a guy like... Carolina Hurricanes. So, they already re-signed Ethan Bear. They brought Ethan Bear back. They signed Ryan Dzingel. Ryan Dzingel's back with Carolina. They signed William Gilgason from us. But they lost Toshak. They lost Niederreiter. They traded Brent Burns. No, they got Brent Burns off the trade. They got rid of Max Domi. They signed Kase. That's a good move. They added players like trade for Pacioretty for future considerations. They got Max Pacioretty pretty much for free. That was a good move for them. Traded for Lane Pedersen from that Brent Burns. No, they got Lane Pedersen too. They extended Stefan Nosen to a 2-year deal. They knew we got some good players that they already did. And the worst part about it all is that they signed Kotkaniemi long term for a shit contract. It was ridiculous. They're gonna regret it in the future. But like Carolina, I could see them adding another depth guy, another good player, a youngster, of a replacement for some people. I think that they can play good if they can add PR, but this is like the last chance that I could see happening. Yeah. But like I think that this would help them a little bit, and that's all I want to say. So let's go to the PK Subban destination. This I got big explanations to talk about here. Biggest one of all. Let's be obvious here. We could see a possibility of him coming back to Montreal. There's a possibility going around the NHL. Him talking about if he's going to be a Montreal Canadiens.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, you can't put that in the grave, like saying, oh, he's not going back. He can go back at any point. And you would be like, oh, I didn't expect that, but you did.
I did expect that in my opinion, because like I did expect that because I don't want him to go to Montreal. I don't want a guy like him back. But like I could see a rumor, I could see a chance of him coming back.
I mean, you can see a lot of chances.
He was part of the Montreal Canadiens organization. A lot of people will boo him if he goes to the org when he comes to the lineup.
Oh yeah, if he does.
He does like, but I feel like he likes Montreal though. But
I feel like he does like Montreal too.
But like the problem is that the fans kind of don't like him.
I mean, the fans just have issues. I mean, they're getting a good guy, but why would they be booing a good player that they were getting back? I mean, you gotta think about that. You're getting a good player on your team, but then you're gonna start booing him?
Yeah, like that's massive disrespect.
That is massive disrespect. You're booing a player
that was part of your franchise at the start of his career. Played for your team, but
play for your team.
He showed heart respect for this team though. showed heart respect. He pretty much. Did you see what he did during like the cancer thing for kids? He literally donated money for that.
Yeah, I saw
That was massive respect. Massive respect that I like PK for.
That's very humble of him to do. That was very generous of him to do. I mean, you don't use you see those things in life, and you're like, that's a good person. But then fans, on the other hand, when they see the guy leave, like, oh, what an awful person he is. He's leaving the team.
Yeah.
Like,
So be it.
But like, that doesn't make sense though. Why would you say, oh, he's a bad person, he's leaving the team? How would you just shut up and just be happy that he's on the team? Be happy that he's back.
Yeah, I'm not happy about if he comes back, but like I will still respect the way of him in the team. I will not disrespect. I will not like boo him into an org. I will not say fuck you. You're gonna be fuck you. Like get straight and get out of this org.
No, I'm not gonna say that either, because it's like, no, you don't disrespect the guy. You're gonna get a great player out of it.
So the next, I say we're done talking about this. Like I feel like Subban would be a decent top 6 fit for third pair, good third pair guy from Montreal. Well, he could play a second pair at time to time, but I say mostly a third pair guy. If you want to swap him to be a second pair, he could play second pair.
He can play second pair.
I would not want Montreal to play first. If I'm Montreal, don't put him first pair though. Okay.
No, just put him like in the best pair that you can put him in. Second pair might be the best for him.
So next team. This is another big one, guys. We could see PK joining his hometown team, Toronto. His hometown. Toronto needs defense. They already came through it. Toronto needs defense. PK Subban is a hometown Leaf. And we could see a possibility of him going to the Leafs. And we've seen this before, right? PK could be a Leaf.
Oh, yeah.
I made this rumor shade. I would not be surprised if he signed to Toronto or Montreal.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Toronto, he's a big Toronto guy. So I feel like Toronto give him a cheap like ELC deal, maybe 2 years. That wouldn't be a bad deal. 900K for 2 years, 700K for 2 years.
It wouldn't be a bad deal at all if you were giving him 2 years and that amount of money. He's getting paid for good for 2 years.
Give him a 2. Yeah. So like, I think that's bad. That's good.
That's good. That's really good.
Next team, guys, is the Boston Bruins. This is another one part of the free rivalry. We could see him going to Boston too. There's a possibility because like I think Boston needs defense. They need to fill up holes, right?
They do need to fill the holes in their on their roster. But if they don't, then they're not going to be good this year. I mean, you think about it like that. I mean, if you think about it like that.
I think Boston needs defense, and that's what I could see what they look for.
Boston definitely needs defense.
That's what. If you saw Boston, they already have Carlo. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I don't know Gristle. How do you pronounce it?
I don't.
It's like a guy like starts with a G for a defenseman. Gristle sick or something. Don't know how to pronounce that. Gwiselczyk. Hampus Lindholm. They have Lindholm, but like I could see a guy. I could see them going for like a bottom 6 out like defenseman, and a guy like PK would be good for that.
Oh yeah, no.
He'd play good with Forberg, I say. So yeah, that's what I think. And then the other fit we could see about him going to. We saw another fit, Buffalo. Buffalo has been another fit that Buffalo needed. Buffalo literally got Buffalo got the Bushkin, and I could see PK going to there too. But like PK is one. It's one of the less likely too because PK would not want to go to a team that's this shit. In my personal.
Yeah.
PK loves PK loves the fame. PK loves to be clouded in that. PK loves being like called so much, like being like. PK loves the fame in that way. He loves being around cities that can give him fame, top name clouded, right? So
Yeah.
PK's the type of guy that I could see like a big city, Montreal, Toronto, Boston, maybe. It is also I'm done with Buffalo talk. I don't think he'll go to Buffalo, but this is what I think. I can see him going to Buffalo for top 6 or a big role for Buffalo. If he wants to play a big role, he'll go to Buffalo. So next team, Vegas. Why do you think Vegas is gonna get him?
I mean, Vegas does. If Vegas wants him, they're gonna get him. They could get him because they might need a player like him. I mean, it could be an upgrade from whoever's on there playing as that position. And Vegas now.
When you saw Vegas' defense, is kind of weak a little bit.
Oh no, yeah, it is weak. Oh, it's a bit.
Their forwards got weaker. Their forwards got weaker after losing Pacioretty and that.
Yeah.
They're a weak team now. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. They're not gonna make the playoffs in the next few years.
I don't think they will make the playoffs either.
They already missed the playoffs this year. So, like, obviously they're not... that's the first time in their franchise that they did that.
I mean, they're one of the best expansion teams I've seen so far out of the league as well. And coming from where they were last like, their first season wasn't their... correct me if I'm wrong. Their first season, they went to the Stanley Cup Finals, correct? Or was that the season after?
I know. So, yeah. I will... Yeah, like, I don't think... I could see a chance, but, like, I don't think they're a big one that will get him. And the last team that I could see, LA. LA, there has been talk. LA.
Now think about it like this: if they get both of those players that we talked about that could be going to the Kings, imagine that.
What?
Imagine that type of incident going around.
I know.
If they get both him and the other guy,
Chychrun, that would be nasty. Chychrun.
That would be a heavy duo to watch out for.
PK would. I don't think PK would play with Chychrun. Be honest. I think PK would be a bottom guy, a bottom pair, because I think they already have a second pair set with. They already have Blake. So, Blake Blant, I think. Someone Blant. They already have their defense. I'm gonna say. They have Blant Clark, too. That's their defense. That's their big defense prospect. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that they're gonna get... I think that if PK joined there, it's gonna be their bottom. But if Chychrun's top, I think I could see a top pairing for him. He'll be a first pairing if it's Chychrun, if they get Chychrun. But if they don't get Chychrun and they get PK, PK's gonna be a bottom pair guy. I would love to see... it's gonna take big W's if they can get Chychrun and they can get PK. Right?
Oh, yeah.
They already have forwards a little bit. They added some forwards. I could see a chance of LA maybe going for Nazem Kadri. There's been talk. But they have Iverson, though. And they probably wish now that they never did that so they can get Kadri.
Definitely.
Or unless they sell, like, Iverson. Or to know. Right? So, like...
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think that. So, like, yeah. I think LA's another big chance of going for PK. And that's all for that talk. So, we're in the last one. We're going to see, like, who do you think the biggest winners and the biggest losers are? Last talk of the video.
Honestly, a lot of people will say different opinions. I feel like I really can't I feel like a lot of good team. I feel like May.
The teams that I think won were definitely Calgary took a W now because they got Huberdeau in the big move. That was, but they were L's before. At the start they were L's. At the start they were L's. But they took a big W now and took a big stance, and then I feel like they were W in the deadline.
Yeah.
I think they were W now. So they were L's at the start, but I feel like they were saving it for something big. They probably did this. They probably were, or they were trying to tease everyone and make everyone think, or trick them by making everyone think that Calgary's gonna be worse and they're not gonna do moves.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's one thing that they could be doing really good.
So yeah, I think also the other big one is so.
I mean, another big one. I mean, what do you have as another big one on this? Yeah.
So like the other team, I think it's good. I feel like Montreal's an L. Montreal's definitely an L. Losers are Montreal. Calgary, not Calgary. Montreal, St. Louis. St. Louis did not do much. The big winners are definitely Toronto. Boston took an L. LA, what did LA do? Did LA do any moves?
I don't really remember. I haven't.
Detroit was a big. Detroit was a W. Columbus was definitely a win.
The Red Wings.
Columbus took a W. Columbus took a W as well. Seattle was good. Seattle got Burakovsky and Bjorkstrand.
I mean, Seattle coming off their first year of playing in the league.
They did, after that they did something big.
They did get some big names on their team now. I mean, after their first year being in the league. I mean, this was their last year was their inaugural season in the league. Correct?
Yeah. I think that's all we want to say for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode 2. If you guys did, it was 32 minutes long. This is a video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, it's 33 now. 33 now. This video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast for episode 2. We'll do more in the future. Hopefully, Deadman can come back maybe sometime. Like, would you want to come back sometime?
I might if I can, like, but I'm not really good at talking about hockey.
You were good. You were not that bad today. You did good talking. You did good talking explanation today. But I'm gonna be honest. You did better than the other guy, the first guest, Chad.
I mean, like, understandable, but, like, I do watch a lot of sports. I watch a lot of baseball, watch a lot of football, watch a lot of basketball and hockey. I mean, like, those, I watch a lot of sports. I watch ESPN all day. So, what stuff I know is some things I do know, but some things I don't know, I just don't know. But yeah, thanks for letting me have.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Just want to say bye. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, hit notifications. We'll see you guys in the next podcast for episode 3. Want to say bye, Deadman?
Yeah.
Bye, guys. See you guys in the next podcast. Bye. And we're ending the video. Peace.